How y'all doing right now? Last weekend I went over to the Medival Festival in Norman, Oklahoma, which we have every year at the end of March or the beginning of April. This year I decided to take my camera and interview 3 people who you'll be seeing later on, and they'll tell about what they do, and I'll post their links and such, so if you want to buy any of their stuff or join their organization or help them out, you can do so. It's pretty fun. I mean, I haven't gone to too many different Renaissance festivals. This is the 4th one I went to, and I've been showing up every year in this one for 4 years. The first one I went to was near Wichita, Kansas, which is where I got this little necklace right here. It's a nice little stand. They used to show up at Norman, except for this year and the last year. I don't know why. I haven't heard from them. It's a nice little stand there to where you pick a bronze, silver, or gold medallion, and you choose 2 sides from their selection to stamp. In this case, I got a dragon on one, and I got the skull and bones on the other. It's kind of weird to explain why. Another thing I got over here was, let's see, a couple of years back, got this nice little brass spyglass. And I got this one because not only do I think it's neat, I used to have one as a kid, which I got from my great uncle. It was less sturdy. It was a very cheap one, and it fell apart later on. But it was always neat to have, so I got this and sort of in memory of that. But one of the things I usually collect there, that I did the last 3 times, was to collect these miniatures from a place called Perth Pewter, which I'll interview the guy who runs that place. So if you're ever in Norman, Oklahoma, if you want to see a Renaissance Festival, you could just join that one. I'm sure there's bigger and better ones that you've seen around the time. And if you're interested in seeing what it's like there, just YouTube any Norman, Oklahoma medieval festivals, and there are some people I'm sure have taken their film and have tried, and you can see what it's actually like. It's all about the same, really. But I think when you get past that part and you just want to be around activities, just like see some fun games, and even though it's you see the same events all the time, you might see 1 or 2 differences. And it's and with these things you dress up. I didn't, but you could dress up and have a good time with your friends, meet people you see around town. I've met quite a few people. But I hope you enjoy what the interviews I've done here. I'm going to post their links and such down below, so you can, if you want to know more about the organization or want to help out or buy or join their organizations, you could do so. Oh, there we're at the 37th Annual Medieval Festival here in Norman, Oklahoma. I'm here. What's your name, sir?
My name is Sir Robert Vinterhawk.
Okay, and how'd you get started on this organization? You take care of birds of prey here.
Well, 34 years ago I decided to become a falconer, and in doing that we realized that every time that we took a bird out of the wild for the sport of falconry, that what we had to do is spend a number of hours getting it healthy. Almost all of them have something wrong with them. This one had intestinal parasites to the point where not only were the worms eating her food, they were also eating her intestines.
Wow.
So she's probably one of the oldest birds that we have. She's 14 currently.
Has she made it out of, is she basically out of the pesticides there?
She's totally pesticide free. We've hunted with her for the last 13 years. She's got almost 900 rabbits in that time.
Wow.
So she's a little hunter, and actually she's the main representative of the Royal Gauntlet.
So you were you started off as falconing, but then you suddenly realized we
turned into rehabilitators, and almost all licensed falconers become rehabilitators in one form or another. Especially lately with the occurrence of West Nile virus becoming so prevalent.
Right.
This is a bird that actually survived not only the worm attack, but also went through malarial treatment. We found out a couple years ago that she had succumbed to malaria. We've been giving her West Nile virus vaccine for a number of years, and so far she's virus-free.
Now, is this a portion of the total number of birds of prey you have here?
This is just a small portion.
Wow, how many do you have total?
We take care of, essentially, with all of our members, about 20 different raptors.
Oh, that is. And if I just move around here, which one's this one?
This is a peregrine falcon. This is a bird that's from the Peregrine Fund in Idaho. She's with us because she's got cardiac arrhythmias.
Oh.
So she is not capable of being released back into the wild, and she probably wouldn't be anyhow. She's captive bred. The one on the far side is a Saker falcon. lineage comes from the Himalayan mountains. This is a bird that was used as an abatement bird at JFK Airport for 2 years. His job was to keep the runway free so that people can take off and land safely.
All right. What do we got this little guy?
This one right here, this is a lanner falcon. Their lineage comes from the Mideast around Egypt. This is a bird that was also an abatement bird, but in Salt Lake City. Sometimes they find out that the birds won't do what they want them to do, so they either give them away or sell them.
Right. Oh, man.
And then on the far side, we've got red-tail hawks, as well as the beautiful lady holding red tail. That's a little male red tail.
Okay.
Came in starving to death, essentially.
Oh, okay. Let's see, there was a couple owls here. One of them, how you say, was really huge.
The Eurasian eagle owl is the biggest owl species in the world. We have a male and a female. The male we got because a zoo didn't want him anymore, so they sent him to us. The female was sent to us because the breeder didn't want a male to be without a female. We also have a great horned owl here today that's an imprint. The bird can never be returned back to the wild because it doesn't know what to do in the wild. It wants a handout from humans.
Oh, yeah.
So it was kept as a pet.
Okay. So sometimes you just can't help it, so you just take care of them as long as you can.
We do that. That's what our mission is. We actually have a threefold mission. We do rescue. If anyone calls and says that they see an injured or a sick bird, we'll go get it. We then provide the rehabilitation. We pay for all of the medical costs. And then thirdly, we try to get the bird back out into the wild healthy as quickly as possible.
Wow. How many birds have you released back into the wild that turned out okay?
Hundreds.
Hundreds? So they just cycle around, but you know.
Exactly right. Last year we got in 37 Mississippi kite babies. We were able to release all but one. One died, we think, from being too dehydrated or a concussion from jumping out of the nest prematurely.
Wow. That's sad to hear, but you know, 1 out of 20 of them?
37.
37? Oh, that's amazing. But what about the ones on the far right here? What we got over here?
Those are red-tailed hawks. Those are birds that came in primarily because they were starving to death again.
Okay.
They were picked up by the population that they were able to be picked up with just basically a towel.
Oh, just Matt.
They're in our facility. They love to go for.
Okay.
They're in our facility primarily to be used as trainer birds for new falconers. And then what's going to happen is after the summer is over and they've molted completely, we're going to find out if they are still capable of doing the hunt. If they are, then we're going to release them back into the wild as well.
Let's see. How many of these red-tailed ones do you have here?
Red-tailed hawks, we have 3 here today.
So.
Harris hawks, we have, I think, these are Harrises right here. These are birds that come normally from southern Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. This is a bird that was actually brought in from an attack by a cougar.
Ooh.
So he survived that, and then later survived malaria, and later survived West Nile virus. So someday we'd like to get him back out into the wild, but in the meantime we're going to enjoy him.
Right.
To keep something else from getting.
So on the card you gave me, it has your website and all that?
Yes.
Okay, well, hopefully when I post this up there, I'll put the link to there. Hopefully more people get to know about it.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Enjoy your day.